Well, I was getting ready to throw this away and wanted to do a video on it beforehand. I took this off. I put this on here. This was sized for Corcoran jump boots, and the ones I was wearing had a side zipper on them. And I wore this on the front of my right boot. And what it is a OSS lapel knife. This is a little longer than the standard one. A buddy of mine made this. I don't like doing double edges, so I would not have ever made such a beast. I forget the name of the guy that made this, but it's sterile because it's made to be used. And it's bitchin'. I used some leather epoxy shit to put the, what's that called? J-Flex Marine epoxy to put the Kydex onto this piece of leather. I'm ditching it now because I don't wear Corcoran jump boots anymore. But this is a pretty badass way to go. I had to shave down the leather here on the end, as otherwise it would eat into you when you walked. So if you do this, be sure to do that. Otherwise, you will hate life. What might one use this for? Well, this is like a last ditch thing, right? This is, originally it was designed to get through security and shit. Now, this won't get through modern security, but Corcoran jump boots would probably get through modern security, so whatever. It's like a shiv, basically. You cup the paracord here in your hand and just get to work. It's like the world's smallest fucking knife. I think they're pretty cool because of the OSS and CIA. This was like the original OSS weapon. And everybody thinks of like James Bond and shit. Like, one second. I can get it out of a holster. Everyone thinks, oh, James Bond carried a little gun. James Bond used a little knife a hell of a lot more than anything. Like, the thing that James Bond was based on, anyway, was the OSS and British intelligence agents of World War II. And they had tiny guns. They used little tiny knives a hell of a lot, though. And the reason why is because I can fucking make this thing disappear. Like, in all sorts of ways. I can get it past whatever it is that they're using to keep said people from doing said things. And now it is a surprise, very small weapon. Okay, and like that's the general idea with something like this, right? And you have to know what you're doing with something like this in order to make it effective. I think it's pretty cool. This is chisel ground. Mutual buddy of the guy that made this was big into chisel ground knives. And as a result, kind of so am I, because they're so effective and so easy to make. You can do a simple one-side grind like this to the edge and then finish it off with a stone, like something like these diamond stones. You can make something like this very quickly. Anyway, I thought this was pretty bitchin' to have on the front of a set of Corcoran jump boots. Now I'm trying to think what I'm going to do with this. Because, like, this kind of looks shitty. I think I'm going to keep shaving some of this off. But then I think I'm going to adhere something else on here. That is like a clip, maybe? I don't know. Maybe a belt loop? You guys have any ideas? But I thought this was worth making a video on before I threw this away. I got this through the Mexican border I don't know how many times. It's one of those kind of things. Like, I'm not sure if you're supposed to have something like this when you cross the border or not. I never fucking disclosed a lot of shit, to be honest. Mexico can be a fun place. The history of these is that after World War II, they went on to be made out of titanium. This one is made out of steel. The titanium ones are real slick. Because, like, you'd have to have a pretty good metal detector to pick up the titanium ones. This one is basically made with the idea that, like, you don't give a fuck. For whatever reason, you're in the third world or something like that, and they don't have metal detectors. Well, there's church. Well, I hope you guys liked the video on this knife, and I'm going to do more stuff like this. I'm kind of packing my purse for the apocalypse, so I'll do a video on that whenever it gets done. Well, now church is just going to stand in the way. Okay, we'll see you guys later.